India has protested change in Kartarpur Gurudwara management in Pakistan. Have we summoned Pakistani envoy to register our protest?
You would have seen our earlier press statement on this, and we have pointed out that this unilateral decision by Pakistan is highly condemnable and it runs against the spirit of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. Today evening, sometime back, the CDA of the Pakistan High Commission was summoned and our protest was lodged with them. We have conveyed that this decision runs against the spirit of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. It has also hurt the religious sentiments of the Sikh community at large. We have been receiving representations from the Sikh community expressing grave concern at this decision by Pakistan, which targets the rights of the minority Sikh community in Pakistan. And we have conveyed that Pakistan needs to reverse its arbitrary decision which deprives the Sikh community of its right to manage affairs of the holy Gurudwara Kartarpur Sahib. I'll repeat this in Hindi. आपने हमारा पिछला बयान देखा होगा और पाकिस्तान का ये एक तरफा फैसला बेहद ही निंदनीय है। ये समस्त सिख समुदाय की धार्मिक भावनाओं और करतारपुर कॉरिडोर के प्रति उनके हृदय में व्याप्त भावनाओं के खिलाफ है। पाकिस्तान द्वारा की गई इस तरह की कार्रवाई उनके धार्मिक अल्पसंख्यक समुदायों के अधिकारों की रक्षा के उनके दावों को उजागर करता है। आज शाम पाकिस्तान उच्चायोग के प्रभारी को तलब किया गया और हमने इस कार्रवाई का कड़ा विरोध दर्ज किया है। इसके साथ ही साथ हमने उनसे इस मनमानी फैसले को पलटने को भी कहा है।
With Joe Biden emerging ahead in the US presidential race, how India is looking at the election results?
See, like you, we are also awaiting the election results. What I can tell you is that India-US relations rest on strong foundations, and our relations encompass cooperation in every possible sphere, extending from strategic to defense, to investment, to trade, to people ties. The comprehensive global strategic partnership has very strong bipartisan support in the US, and successive presidents and administrations have raised the level of this relationship even higher.
The 8th round of discussions are in Ladakh. Do we see any signs of disengagement or de-escalation by the PLA?
As conveyed earlier, both our sides continue to maintain close communication at the military and diplomatic levels to achieve complete disengagement along the line of actual control. The two sides are guided by the leaders' consensus to jointly safeguard peace and tranquility in the border areas. We will continue to maintain the dialogue with the Chinese side to arrive at a mutually acceptable solution to the current situation along the LAC in eastern Ladakh.
How do you see China's decision to restrict entry of Indian citizens?
We have seen the announcement by the Chinese embassy and we understand that this is a temporary measure and changes can be expected in a timely manner. We also understand that the measure is not India specific and that similar measures have been announced for several other countries.
How many nations have approached India for receiving vaccine supplies? Could you name them, please? Who all will be part of the ambassador's delegation that will be given a tour of India's vaccine and diagnostic facilities in Pune, as mentioned by Secretary Shringla today? When is this trip planned?
Firstly, I'll brief you in some detail on this briefing. This briefing was organized earlier today and it was on the COVID-19 related issues for diplomatic missions and international organizations. Over 180 representatives, heads of missions and representatives of international organizations participated in the briefing. And to give you some context, since March 2020, India has been proactively engaging with partner countries in our joint fight against COVID-19, and this includes supply of medicines, diagnostic kits and medical equipment. We have also organized online training programs for testing and case management. As part of our vaccine development efforts and as this program has progressed, we have organized training programs on clinical trials for neighboring countries in which nearly 90 experts from 8 countries participated, and we stand ready to expand these cooperation programs with other interested countries. The spirit guiding this program is what PM said in his address to the UNGA in September, which is that India's vaccine production and delivery capacity will be used to help all humanity in fighting COVID-19. So coming back to today's briefing, the participants were briefed by member Niti Aayog, the principal scientific advisor to the PM, Health Secretary, Secretary Department of Biotechnology, Secretary Department of Science and Technology, DG CSIR. There were also representatives from ICMR and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Foreign Secretary was also present, and largely the participants were briefed on our management of COVID-19, our vaccine development program, software and related issues of vaccine delivery system, and international cooperation in this regard. As regards the tour, this tour will be organized, I understand, later this month. It is basically open for all heads of missions and representatives of international organizations. And the participants will be visiting organizations in Pune where they can see first-hand institutions which are engaged in COVID-19 related research and vaccine development program.
The government of Bangladesh signed an MOU with the Serum Institute of India to collect 3 crore shots of COVID-19 vaccines when it is produced. Is there any more information on this?
The MOU, which was signed between the Serum Institute of India and Beximco Pharmaceuticals Limited to get 3 crore doses of SARS-CoV-2 vaccine. And essentially this is a commercial agreement between a manufacturer and a buyer. We are of course supportive of supplies of medicines and particularly vaccines to all friendly countries, and priority of course are our neighboring countries, and this is of course dependent on availabilities, needs and supplies.